Mate, I don't even know where to start with this one. Seriously. If you thought politics in Australia was already a bloody mess, just wait until you hear what Peter Dutton is trying to sell you. It's like watching a used car salesman try to flog you a rust bucket while telling you it's a Ferrari. Except this time, the rust bucket is our economy, and the guy selling it to you wants to be Prime Minister. Before we dive into this absolute train wreck, do me a solid, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below telling me how badly you're getting shafted by these clowns in Canberra. Oh, and if you're as sick of their crap as I am, check out our Albo Says Relax t-shirts, only $23 for the next 48 hours. Link in the description. Right. Let's get into it. Peter Dutton, yes, the same guy who once said he didn't want African migrants because they bring crime, reckons he's got a positive plan for the country. A positive plan, he says. Mate, I'd love to know what his definition of positive is, because from where I'm sitting, it looks like the same old coalition BS wrapped up in a slightly shinier turd. And where does he decide to launch this so-called plan? At the XXXX brewery in Brisbane. Yep. Nothing says, I understand the struggles of the working class like standing in a brewery talking about how great life will be once we give rich people more tax cuts. Absolutely inspiring. So, what's in this magical plan? Well, strap in, because it's about as groundbreaking as a meat pie at the footy. First up, we've got the good old "we'll fix the economy" line. You know, the same line they've been trotting out for decades while wages stagnate, the cost of living goes through the bloody roof, and somehow, billionaires keep getting richer. Dutton's brilliant solution? Cut energy prices and reduce inflation. Sounds great, right? Except, how exactly is he gonna do that? Magic? Voodoo? A sneaky deal with Gina Reinhardt? Oh wait, he says it's all about gas. His East Coast gas reservation plan is apparently gonna fix everything. Because, yeah, nothing screams affordable energy like doubling down on fossil fuels while the rest of the world is moving to renewables. Maybe someone should tell Dutton it's 2025, not 1955. But don't worry, he's also got a plan to fix petrol prices. He wants to cut fuel taxes by 25 cents a litre. Brilliant. Except that only helps if you actually own a car. What about people who rely on public transport? What about the fact that public transport in this country is an absolute joke outside of Sydney and Melbourne? Nah, no plan for that. Just cheaper petrol so you can keep paying through the nose for a mortgage that's doubled in repayments over the last year. And speaking of mortgages, let's talk about how the coalition has spent years letting property developers and overseas investors snap up all the homes while everyday Aussies get locked out of the market. Remember when they said they'd fix housing affordability? Yeah, that went well. If by fix they meant make it even worse. But here's the real kicker. Dutton is out here pretending to give a toss about small businesses. Talking about how rising energy costs are shutting them down. And yeah, he's not wrong. Business insolvencies are through the roof. But why is that? Maybe because for years, his own party has been handing out tax breaks to the big guys while leaving small businesses to fend for themselves? Maybe because every single time wages come up, the coalition loses their bloody minds at the thought of paying people enough to actually live? And then, of course, we get the usual fearmongering. Who do you trust to keep Australia safe? He asks. Oh, I don't know, mate. Probably not the guy who thinks China is gonna invade next Tuesday and wants to turn Australia into a mini America with more military spending and less actual investment in people's lives. Oh, and let's not forget the absolute cherry on top, the $275 power bill reduction that Labor promised but never delivered. Now, don't get me wrong, Labor is full of it too. But Peter Dutton standing there pretending to care about broken promises is like a fox complaining that the chickens aren't being properly guarded. And while he's banging on about how terrible things are under Labor, let's not forget what his own government did before they got the boot. Remember robo-debt? Remember when they went after struggling Aussies for money they didn't even owe, and then when it turned out they'd completely stuffed it up, they acted like it was no big deal? Yeah. But sure, mate, tell me more about how you're the one to trust with the economy. But here's what really gets me. This entire campaign is basically just another round of vote for us, or the other guys will make things worse. It's never here's how we are actually going to make your life better. It's always just scare tactics and finger-pointing while everyday Australians keep getting screwed. And here's the cold, hard truth. It doesn't matter if it's Dutton or Albanese sitting in the big chair. Unless we actually start demanding real change, nothing is gonna get better.
Because these guys aren't here to help you.
They are here to keep their donors happy, to keep their mates in big business rolling in cash, and to make sure that no matter how bad things get for you, they'll be just fine. So, what's the solution? Honestly, mate, I wish I had one. But step 1?
Stop buying into their crap.
Stop voting for the same old politicians expecting different results. And most importantly, start actually paying attention. Because as long as we let these Muppets run the show without holding them accountable, we're gonna keep getting screwed. Anyway, that's enough ranting from me. If you made it this far, you're a bloody legend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. And if you want to wear your frustration on your sleeve, grab an Albo Says Relax t-shirt while they are still on sale. Link in the description. Catch you next time.